my kids are at the window waving goodbye to me like the hero that, every dad is to their kids. And I'm looking at them, and within me, I'm feeling the lowest I've ever felt in my life. I'm working 7 days a week. I'm working 10 plus hours a day. My finances are going backwards when I'm not making enough. So as a man, I'm trying to provide for my family. I'm giving the time, the effort, the energy, and I'm failing. Worthless, miserable failure that could ever exist. And that stuck with me, and it still drives me today.
There he is. Pantelis,
Hey
what
man, how
is
you
up?
going?
How you doing?
All good, mate. All good.
It's so nice to actually properly put a face to the name. Here I am. I've been like stalking the website. I've been checking out the other stuffs. I've been seeing your thing. Why did you start your business? Like, what got you into the trade? What got you into
Well,
scaling the business?
so this is a bit of an interesting thing. So my background's actually, I'm a sales professional. So I sold real estate for 7 years in the early 2000s, and then after that, I got into the automotive game. So then I sold used cars, just a generic brand here in Adelaide, and then I moved over to Porsche. So I was there for about 18 months, running the used car lot. Yeah, that was amazing, right? The pinnacle of used car dealership, man. Like it was
Yeah.
incredible.
Because
And then,
have you seen Marty's Porsche?
no,
He's got a
no.
GT3 Turbo RS.
Oh, fantastic.
It goes real
Yeah,
nice.
beautiful. Oh,
Yeah,
they're incredible.
yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. So, I actually got to see. So when was it? When I was there. So I reckon what years is? Do you know what year it is?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head, no, but I know it's
Okay.
red and it goes real quick, and it was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, that's right. So he's yeah. But when the Porsche came out from naturally aspirated and moved to the 911s with the turbo, so now they're all turbo. I
hmm
was actually there for that launch, so I got to go to Tasmania and do like track days and like one of the stages of the Targa. We got to do that. It was unbelievable. So the experience with them was fantastic, right?
hmm
So anyhow, then so I was in the car game, and then a family member of mine said, "Hey, look, obviously you're really good at selling. I'm in the building game. I don't like talking to people. I don't know how to do that stuff. Why don't you come in? You sell. I'll be on the tools, and off we go." So I rocked up first day. I said, "All right." It was an RDO, so I met him on site, dug a hole, literally just dug one post hole, killed me. I was like, "This is I'm not cut out for this. Like
Oh,
I'm not
brother,
that guy, right?"
you and
Yeah,
me,
man,
we're the same.
100%. Like soft hands, sales, pretty boy salesperson. I'm like, I'll own that. That's fine. So anyway, I literally dug one footing hole, and it was anyway, half killed me. And I went and resigned the next day. I'm like, right, I'm in. Let's go. Let's get this done. And within, I guess, 3 to 4 months of even earlier than that, I was like, wow, like selling these jobs is quite easy for me because, quite frankly, I'm going up against tradies that have got no idea how to talk to people, how to sell. Like my strike rate's through the roof. It was pretty much I was winning every job, and
Mm,
it is what it is because I had could build relationships, right?
mm.
And then we got really busy. I was like, well, shit, I've got to get on the tools. So I've got no choice here because we just have to do this. So got on the tools, and then I actually really enjoyed it. I was like, this is actually really good. I found it therapeutic and being outside, and because we do a lot of home improvements, so verandas, carports, decks, and that external stuff rather than new builds and renovations. And so I was doing that, and then after about 4 or 5 years, we sort of went off. We separated, so I went off on my own, and they went their way.
Yeah.
And then what was it? Like honestly, it was about then. I'll tell you that this is the story, and this is my story, and this is what happened to me. So then I was on my own, sole trader, doing my thing, and I'll never forget this one moment. This was the pinnacle point for me that everything changed, and I had my kids at home. I reckon they were maybe 1 and 3, something like that. And I was working 7 days a week. I was leaving at 7. I was getting home. I wasn't seeing them at all. My wife wasn't working at the time, so it was just that one income coming in. And I'll never forget that one morning. My kids are at the window waving goodbye to me like the hero that, every dad is to their kids, right? And I'm looking at them, and within me, I'm feeling the lowest I've ever felt in my life. I'm like, I'm working 7 days a week. I'm working 10 plus hours a day. My finances are going backwards when I'm not making enough. So as a man, I'm trying to provide for my family. I'm giving the time, the effort, the energy, and I'm failing. There's no money coming in. I'm chasing my tail. I'm struggling to make ends meet. And when my kids were waving at me goodbye as that, the hero in their life, I'm like, I feel like the most worthless, miserable failure that could ever exist. And that stuck with me and it still drives me today.
Mm.
And I had a real moment going, well, what do I do here? And I said, there's two options here. One, I can feel sorry for myself, or two, I can take complete responsibility, figure out what the is actually going on. You might have to edit that out, but figure out what's actually going on and then just take the steps necessary. And so I sat down with my wife and said, right, where are we financially? What do we need to do to get out of here? And then we got out of it, right? And it's been amazing. But I had to take that responsibility and just go, right, something needs to change because I'm doing the same thing over and over again. And one of the key things was like, hang on. I said to myself, mate, you've got 20 years sales experience. You've got the scheduling thing. You are able to take control of this. And that's what I did. And I remember that weekend or the Sunday after, I had 6 quotes. I won 4 within 24 hours, backed the work up, 6 months worth of backlog, and off we went. And then I was going, okay, I took some control, stopped working weekends, got home at a reasonable hour because I gave myself permission to set my time frames and when I was going to work and when I wasn't going to work, because that's, you just feel bad. And I see it with my sole traders and the guys that now contract to me, and they're like, oh, I'll get back to you at nights and weekends. I'm like, no, mate, just get back to me at a normal hour. You don't need to work weekends. I don't expect you to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me. And then how I got to scale was that because of that pain point, and separate to that, I mean, I've been doing personal development work for the last 20 odd years, right? Like just nonstop, always delving deep and trying to better myself and whatever that looks like. And I was in Sydney actually with a friend of mine. I went to see Gary Vee, who was in town
Mm-hmm.
for another little venture that I sort of embarking on.
Yeah.
So I've got a few different ideas, and then I was sort of sitting in the hotel room that night. I'm like, you know what? A friend of mine, he's a high performance coach with athletes and all that type of stuff.
Awesome.
And I'm like, you know what? I've been selling for 20 years. I love that personal development stuff. I'd always sort of in the back of my mind just think I'd always love to do that, to be able to help people and be on stage and do that. But I was like, I never earned the stripes to do that yet. So I'm like, all right. And then it sort of hit me. I'm like, hang on, man, you've got 20 years sales experience. I can sell to anyone and I can train anyone to do that. I'm like, it was that the light bulb moment, like, dickhead, you've got the skills, back yourself up and get on with it, right?
Mm.
So I did that. So I set that up. So that was my intent, to be able to try and help other guys and especially men that have gone through something similar, and then try and give them the skills. So because one of my pet frustrations in the building industry is that tradies are taught for 4 years how to swing hammers and their tools of trade and all that sort of stuff, but they don't get taught how to sell, what the buying process is. They're very uncomfortable talking to customers and people and et cetera, et cetera. And to me, if you can't talk to a customer, you can't, like, how you gonna sell the job? Like, it's a
Totally.
paramount part of the job. Like, if you can't and then manage that experience and talk to the client, and then if you look at, for me, I look at the number one complaint in the building industry is that miscommunication. No one ever gets spoken to. Things are always out of. It's just like, hello. The answer's simple, right? Teach people from the start that it's every business is a people business, and the building game is no different, and that we need to be able to communicate. Everyone's a human being, right? I might be on site today, doing bathrooms and putting up verandas or whatever, but it's at someone's home, right? Well, so there's a process. So anyway, that's what happened there.
Mm.
Fast forward, I was like, well, if I'm going to teach and be this coach, well, I better build a business that gives me the credibility that I can do that. And I want to become that guy to build this business. So anyway, that's my journey, and that's what I've been building out.
It's so good. The few things that you've mentioned there, and it's something that I see time and again is we're given the skills or we're taught how to be great builders, but not understanding that that's table stake. But to run a business requires business skills and business
Absolutely.
tools, which is like exactly what you're talking about: sales, marketing, leadership, hiring, training, firing, crucial conversations, cash flow management, profitability, tax, like you name it. Like there's all these other hats that are required or skills that are required to be successful doing that thing. Um, and then, so there's this excellent book that I love, and I've made most of our company read it, and it's called Unreasonable Hospitality. So building is a service-based business, but all service-based businesses are hospitality businesses to a degree because we're providing and needing to provide unreasonable level of hospitality or service to people. And there's a difference between service, which is what we think we are, and hospitality, which is what we need to be. So service is like a box ticking exercise. So let's look at it through the lens of like a restaurant. Like, were you greeted at the door? Were you led to your table? Were you given water, offered still or sparkling? Did they hand you the menu, walk you through the menu? Right? That's service. It's like box ticking exercise. Did you set the site up on time? Did you, order the materials? Have we said hello and updated the client? Have we signed off variations? Have we updated the schedule? Right? Have we submitted everything to council? But then there's hospitality, which is everybody experiences a different level of hospitality when they go to somewhere where they're trained and the team are trained really, really well. And you go through that restaurant example, and we've all been to somewhere where they've like ticked the box. Yeah, I got the water. Yeah, I give them the menu. Yeah, sweet. They told me the difference between the fish and the steak, right? But then there's other places you go to, and the hospitality is just like, oh, great to have you back. Is this your first time here? It is your first time here? Well, you can't, just you wait until you try the steak. It's off the charts. And that level of hospitality is something that we need to train and we need to provide our team with so that they can provide our clients with so that they can hold a higher level of service, a higher level of hospitality rather than just swing a hammer, timeline, budget, quality standard. That shit's table stakes. But to build a really
Mm.
phenomenal business requires everything else. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that was my big lesson, right? So for me, um, over the last sort of 18 months, scaling and bringing the team in to create a sales journey and selling,
Hmm.
easy for me, right?
Yeah.
That's my bread and butter. That's what I do, right? Where I got stuck and why I actually joined TPB is because apart from obviously researching and looking the rest, you guys resonated with me so much because I mean, already from just that initial phone call coming in, and like you said, so my biggest lessons last 12 months was things like, oh, taxes, super, this and that, cash flow. What's going on here? Like, this money's pouring out left, right, and center. No
Mm.
one told me all this stuff. I wasn't prepared for all this stuff. I'm very fortunate that I had a lot of, I guess, the sales funnels coming through to maintain it all and keep going.
Hmm.
But it was a real eye opener, right? And like already, just the clarity that I've had from your systems and what you guys offer is absolutely like next to none. And I'm so grateful for yourself and the team that have built this out because it's literally kept me the difference from trying to figure this out and potentially not surviving to figure it out because it could have taken me a year or two to do that. And I just don't have that time. I
Oh.
don't have that time anymore because I've got the overheads, I've got wages, I've got staff, and I've got these responsibilities.
Hmm.
I need to keep churning and earning while we're building it out and implementing what we need to do.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing for me was actually taking ownership and owning that I am the boss. So all of a sudden I've got staff and I've got to be that leader and I've got to have those conversations and I've got to keep everyone and guide them to go, this is your job, right? That stops there. This is the next role. This is the next role. Because what was happening the last 12 months, everyone was just grabbing the ball and throwing it everywhere. It's like when my kids play soccer, right? My little fellas, you watch, I don't know if you've ever seen like under sixes play soccer, Owen, but like it's like just a pool of fish following the ball, right? There's no positions, there's no strategy. And once they start to spread out and all of a sudden the ball starts doing the work and you're watching the game
Mm.
and it's so different. And
Mm.
that's what it felt like. So it feels like now where everyone's got their positions, they know what their roles are. I'm giving them whatever tools and they need to provide. But that's the
That's great. I'm really pleased to hear because you've had some really impressive success. Like my understanding is you've gone from like basically 1 to 7 team over the last sort of 12 months or so. Is that
yep,
yeah? So
yep.
walk me through the structure of your team, who you've got in what key positions, and where you found the most useful positions to be for you.
For me, sure. All right. So I've got admin accounts manager named Lucy. So she's there.
Oh, every
Uh,
company needs to have a Lucy. We've got a Lucy as well, and she's fucking
have
amazing.
you?
Yeah,
Yep,
she runs all the events. Logistics Lucy. We'd be a rudderless ship on the rocks without her.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Very much the same. And like when I met her for the first time, I it was her energy and her passion that I cared for. It didn't. I was like, you ever been in the building game? Doesn't matter. I don't care about that.
Mhm.
That can be taught. Everything can be taught. But
Mhm.
it's your passion, it's your energy, it's your enthusiasm, and who you are
So good.
that I care for more. So yeah, so she's here. I've got a salesman, Peter, who's just a gun. He's all over that. Operations manager. So there's the three. Myself as well,
Hmm.
and I've got a young, like a junior, that was on the tools. Now he's coming in to learn sort of just the site planning preparation, all the in-house preparation stuff, and he really wants to learn how to do project management stuff. So I've got him in as a sort of junior project manager, all of that type of, you know, what do you call it? Doing all the, all the plans and all the bits and pieces.
Yep.
My wife's, so my wife helps out with admin and marketing and social media,
Yes.
which is cool. And yeah, and then that's it. So
Nice.
that's with that. And then the rest of the crew, there's a couple of like casual guys as laborers, but the rest of the business model, it's all contracted out.
Got it. Got it. Nice.
So all subbies, yeah.
And for context, like what kind of typical projects are you doing? Time on site, contract size, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So look, our average, um, look, so we're a Stratco dealer, so that was a big thing to come up and align with Stratco being such a big brand. But so verandas, carports, um, home improvement stuff, right? So decking, paving, everything outside, landscaping, gates, painting, all that sort of stuff. I don't want to build new houses, so we do not build new yet for the time being. And we don't really do extensions per se, like to knock out back of the house and reconnect it all.
Hmm.
But we could, we'll do, the occasional bathroom remodeling and kitchens and all that sort of stuff, but nothing to sort of rejig the structural part of the house, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And that's just what we enjoy to do. Another big part of the business, which is taking a bit of time to build out, is pre-sale and post-sale renovations.
Hmm.
So what happened there is because I've got my background in real estate, I was like, well, there's a big need to get houses ready for sale because that way the owner of the house is going to get a really good return on their money. So the ROI is stupid because it's immediate, right? They can see it straight away.
Yeah.
Because I know the game, well, I know what the real estate agents want, and we sort of backlog it from there. And we try and give the advice so that the owner of the house, of the property, will just get a great return on their investment. And a lot of it's cosmetic. It's just about it's presentation, right? Like you'd never sell your car, you'd never go to a used car lot and find an undetailed car. It's
Yeah.
it's immaculately presented, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing for a home, but the whole market, like it's never been sort of done. So I'm sort of creating that space.
That's awesome.
Um,
It's interesting. So
yeah,
I met this guy Tommy once, and he scaled a garage door business through most of the Midwest of the US, and big business. And the core offer that drove a lot of the growth was very simple, logical math of like if you upgrade and improve your garage door from X to Y, typically it adds value to the home of Z, which either allows you to sell it, refinance it, pull out equity, or whatever it was. And it was like a very logical kind of like sales process in that like you're going to spend this, but you're going to get this return because the garage door can provide that return. And it's a similar sort of thing by the sounds of what you're talking about
Yeah,
there. Like quite a logical, but obviously obvious need and great little wedge into the market. I like it. Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's there. And look, our average sales, like the last sort of 12 months, probably was about 15 to 20 grand.
Hmm.
Not a lot. And time on site could be a day up to 3 or 4 days to knock up a
Yeah.
veranda or a carport. Could be a day or a couple of days. But now because I've got the team and that type of stuff, we've doing some bigger scope work. So I think last month our average sale was about 35 grand. Some of our contracts now are going up to the 150 to 250
Hmm.
because we're doing the whole backyard transformation, right? So
Yeah.
we're doing, the whole, and that's what I want to really be known for because we can't survive on doing 800 installs of verandas. We just with now the business is too big for that now.
Mm.
But being able to do, we've got some jobs where the whole backyard is literally back to dirt, and then we redesign the whole thing
Yeah.
from your landscaping, your whole experience. So it's just fantastic. And I love that. I love being able to see that come to life. And I love the fact that how much the clients' lives are going to change from that. When they come home to having the whole backyard experience changed. Because yeah, it's just fantastic. So that's the sort of space we play in. Yeah.
I love it. So good. And as you've grown, what sort of systems and processes have you? Because I know that you're big at you love Jack app, for example, and I think you
Yep.
use is it Teams or
Yeah, the Microsoft suite. So
yeah,
everything within Microsoft. Yep.
excellent, nice. Any other apps or must-haves that you've lent into?
Look, definitely Zoom and things like Calendly. I'm really trying to take. So like for me, I actually, if I don't know how to put it, but I try and do as many Zoom quotes as I can.
Hmm.
I like for me, um, that initial conversation, I try and get on a Zoom straight away because it's not confrontational. You're at your house, I'm at my house. We can have a chat. I can bring up pictures and whatever we need to do, and we can have a conversation, right? And I've sold jobs over that, like from the first call,
Yeah,
without even going out there. And then it's just like, well, let's get out, do a site check, and off we go.
so good. Yeah,
So it's very just trying to use the tech to our advantage, right?
yeah.
Um,
Particularly when you
I'm just
can compress timelines like that. Like for example, particularly with a contract size that you're been traditionally dealing with, time cycles, we can't be spending weeks and weeks and weeks on too much of a lead when we're only going to be on site for days and weeks, sort of thing. So the ability to move quickly, get somebody
very
onto the
much
Zoom, get face to face with them, build rapport, and be in a position to move them through to the next step or
100%.
disqualify them. I mean, like you're just compressing the time and the sales cycle down when you're able to use something like Zoom. I love that. Particularly many of our members, it's funny. So most members that I see using Zoom in the sales cycle are at two ends of they're often at the extremes. So they're doing similar work to what you're doing, right? And it's like using it to compress the cycle, or they're dealing with uber high end and the buyer is normal or the builder, like the person engaging the builder is normally like out of town or in another country entirely, and they're using it at that end of the sales cycle for like, $3 to $8 million projects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So we do the same, like, especially interstate investors and all that type of stuff that we deal with as well.
Hmm.
I think jump on a Zoom. Like, I can show you it's fantastic. Right? Like we've got the tech, we've got to use it.
Yeah, so good.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are some of the TPB methods or processes or systems that you've kind of like lent into or enjoyed working with?
Right. So one thing that uh, that I was told
Yeah.
by your team was that because my coach got very aware that first of all, the position that I was in, I had to take action very quickly, right?
Yes.
But she said, so for me, like I said, scaling so quickly, systems, procedures, protocols, et cetera, nothing. Everything's just been ad hoc, just get it done. And I think I'm still on that 30-day onboarding process.
Hmm.
So what happened with me is that's all right, let's do the onboarding and really get onto that before you delve deep, rather than me sort of, just taking the pieces I needed. And it was more just slow down and take the holistic approach. So that way as we start the journey, I'm implementing things as we need to go, the way you guys have over the years built it out for
Mm,
my success.
mm,
So I'm actually simply honoring that. So we've done that, but each one of my team has now been created an account. So relative to their positions and what their roles and responsibilities are, we're building out the KPIs and the SOPs and all of these types of things,
mhm.
while at the same time for me, just getting clarity on what our overheads are, what our margins are, how to quote, et cetera, et cetera. And that gave me real power and clarity to be like, okay, it's okay to, for example, we on average get 50 to 60 inquiries a month, right?
Mhm.
And I was sort of like, let's just chase every job because that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, hang on, no, that's wrong. It's what are the jobs we want to win? So out of the 50 or 60 inquiries, I only want 10 or 15 of those clients that. So it's like, all right, all of a sudden we've got clarity. Now we're fishing for tuna. We're not just fishing for anything that's on the hook.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's about understanding, who's our perfect client? What are the projects we deal with? And you know what? It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, guess what? We can't help you with that job because it's a $5,000 job and we just can't do that. We don't do that type of work.
Yes.
And getting that, that's what TPB has given me immediately is the confidence and the clarity to say, like, this is what we do, and it's okay to say no.
Totally.
And it's empowered us to say no. And that's given us a lot of clarity and within the team, a
Yeah.
lot.
I
That's been
love it.
really good.
That's fantastic. I'm pleased to hear that. Like, just to pull on a thread there that I think's worth touching on for people listening along. We talk about like a 5-star lead. So anytime, like if you've got 50 inquiry coming in per month, you've got to sort and filter and identify what a 5-star lead looks like to you. And normally, kind of some of the five can be customized, but we're talking about prospect. So they your perfect person. So first home buyer, investor, retiree, that sort of thing. Like we all kind of know who we love doing work with. So the first one is prospect. They fit that avatar. Next one is project. So it's type of work. So, is it the $100,000 contract or is it the $200,000 contract or is it the $50,000 contract? Next is profit. So will this fit your minimum profit requirements? Basically minimum of like 20, 25 and your contract size, closer to 25% minimum GPs sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Location, we all know the 3 streets or the 3 suburbs we would just love more work in for a bunch of obvious reasons. And then lastly, it's like timing of contract, right? So have they come with financing approved or pre-approved, or do they not have that yet? Do we like to get people at the design phase or after the design phase with contracts? With working drawings and things. So it's like, are they ready to build? Do they fit your profit zone of that? Do they have the right location of place in town? Do they have the right minimum margins? Is it the right type of work? And is it the right kind of person? And based on that, we might be getting 5-star leads, or we might be getting 2-star leads, or we might be getting 1-star lead, and then we can make far better, like qualitative decisions against. Yeah, let's put them through. Let's jump on a Zoom straight away. Let's put them through the process instead, rather than jumping on to site with them. But let's have them qualify themselves a little bit more. So I love that you've kind of got that clarity. I'm curious. You're in momentum. You're a man of momentum. A business that's going in momentum. What does success look like for you? And where would you like to take the business over the next 3 to 5 years? And they might be two different things. But tell me, like, what does success look like, and where do you want to take the business?
Yeah. So look, success for me is just being able to have the freedom to do what I like. Simple. Like, if I want to go away for a week or go overseas or disappear out bush for 3 months and do whatever I want to do. But I guess for me is being able to set up my family, make sure we're, financially stable, create some wealth and that type of stuff. And just give me time to, enjoy that. That's for me what success looks like.
Mm,
We're all in the business. It's interesting. So yeah, I guess just at a point that it's stable and that it's creating consistent cash flow, and then obviously opportunities for my team and my
mm,
the wider community, because we can give back, right? Like, so I look at now and I think, all right, I've got 5 or 6 staff, 17 members, but I'm also contracting to 50 odd tradies. So my business is already providing work and abundance and cash to hundreds of people already and helping all of these. So I look at that bigger picture and go, well, that's just amazing for me. That's like pinch myself of gratitude just to be able to create that. That's just, so special to me. It means a lot because I was on the tools once and I know how hard it is to earn that dollar, especially to win the client. So, I built a business where when we ring our trades, they don't have to sell, they don't have to do anything, just pick up the phone and lock a job away. And it's easy. And I make sure that I pay very quickly, as quickly as I can, like maximum 14 days, so that I can just make sure that everyone's being looked after on that side. And I know that that will come back plentiful if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
I love that. Your belief around that is incredibly aligned with mine, and it is that like business is the most efficient vehicle for wealth generation. It's the most efficient vehicle for like wealth of like time wealth, financial wealth, like impact wealth, like the ability to create leverage and create impact through leverage is in my core belief. Businesses are the most efficient vehicles to do that in versus like you going out there and donating your time or doing this or doing that. Like if you can produce via a business, like we've got members
absolutely.
across the world and it's incredibly impactful and empowering for our team to see the impact that we have on our members' businesses and each of their businesses impact their communities. And those communities are benefited by having stronger businesses and those businesses are being mentored and coached and supported by us. And it's like, depends how many orders of second order consequences you want to go down the chain of, but it's like I totally agree. Like if healthy businesses provide way more to the community and to the families and to everybody than unhealthy ones. And yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
absolutely. And it's resonance, right? Like it all just resonates through. Like what you've created now is going to affect me, and then that flow and effect as well. Very much,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. Um,
Mm,
but the biggest thing for me, I guess, going from being on the tools and now where I sit now is a lot of deep diving in here and really taking responsibility and that personal growth, that constant learning. Because I'm not the same guy that I was 18 months ago. It's impossible. I couldn't have been. And understanding that where I am now and where I'm going to go, I need to change within me for that to happen because I'm going to hinder that growth. I'm not going to be able to make the right decisions and drive the business where I'd like it to go if I've still got the same mindset of today or where I was a year ago or 2 years ago. For example, what I call the poverty prosperity mindset, right? So
mhm.
like the poverty mindset, there's not enough, you've got to rip people off. It's all too hard, it's all fucking doom and gloom. Or the other side of things, the prosperity mindset, well, hang on, there is an abundance, you collaborate, you work together, you can be fruitful together and you can't do it by yourself. There's no way I can build this business by myself. I can't turn over and create it doesn't work. You have to be able to do that. But your mindset's got to shift. You have to change within you to know that, you know what? I am going to invest this money in me and my business for coaching and training because I see that without it, I'm going to spend, it's going to take me X amount of time to one, if and when I can figure that out. And there's a bigger gamble. So there's one thing, right? So I spend more on myself in personal development and growth than anything else
Mhm.
because I know that if I'm not the best version of me, how can I ask anyone else to do that?
Mm. Yeah,
Right.
right.
And then there's a flow on effect.
It massively resonates. Usually in business, the biggest risk that we run up against is execution risk. The risk involved in getting it done in 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 years, right? And if we're trying to get it done over 3 years, then the opportunity for execution risk to go astray is huge. Like we've got 3 years worth of like shit to go wrong in. Whereas if we can get
Mm.
it done in 3 weeks or 3 months, the execution risk gets shrunk right down, and we can learn forward, fall forward, fail fast, all that kind of buzzword. But ultimately, like the biggest risk in most businesses is going to be execution risk, either because you're doing it yourself, uneducated, you're not bridging a time gap, you're not bridging a knowledge gap, you're doing it without in isolation by yourself rather than asking for help from your team, from the community, or from wherever else. So I love it. You've been incredibly generous with sharing your insights and stuff so far. Is there anybody that kind of like you want to thank for the progress that you've gone through? Because like no man's an island. You've got team and support structures around you. Like anybody that you want to thank for your journey so far?
Yeah, look, 100% obviously my team for putting up with me. I'm pretty passionate, so that's fine there. But
You're
you know,
telling
number
me
one, my
a
wife.
Greek man is a passionate man. I've never met you like that.
Yeah, I know it's pretty rare. I might just be one of those few hot-blooded Europeans, but yeah. But you know, without a doubt, 100% my wife, and not because the like I'll get in trouble for not saying my wife by all means, but um when I come out here, it was like, you know, I told you before that hole that I fell in, right?
Mm.
It was her going, I believe in you, go and get it. I've got the kids. I'm going to make sure the house is cool. You go and do what you need to do for us. So whatever time I needed, whatever I had to sacrifice to get it done. The decisions I've made for business and investing and all that, she trusts everything I do. But more so, does that make sense?
Oh, dude.
It's like that.
It takes a lot of pressure off, like knowing that like one of those core things that we as men want to like be able to provide and make sure that there's stability and stuff, and then having somebody that you know you can go to war with or like really kind of like have your back on.
100%, 100%. And so yeah, that's there. So that's been the tightest bond. So thank you to my beloved wife,
Amazing.
especially for her for putting up with me as well. Not just yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's just part of it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and that's it. That's it. The rest again, everyone, you know, friends, family, of course, and all that sort of stuff. But you know, Owen, at the end of the day, like you know as well, and especially every business owner here, you'll have people that um I'm going to quote something. You can leave it in the podcast or not, right? But have you heard of Dan Pena?
And Pina,
You
I'm
know
not sure. I'll have
Dan
to
Pena.
Google him.
I would have gone. Anyway, one of his quotes that just stuck with me, and he's like, "Everyone wants to congratulate you for being pregnant, but no one, because it gives a business analogy, right? He goes, everyone wants to congratulate you when you get pregnant, but no one knows how many times you got fucked,
Yeah.
right? Exactly the same thing in business, right? So it's like when people see my results and they see what's going on, they're like, "Oh, congratulations, all good." It's like, yeah, you have no fucking idea what I've had to do to get here. And like, yeah, it's all just yeah, congratulations. Like, yeah, it was accidentally I've created a business that I'm now responsible and I've got to turn over X amount a year to make sure this happens and the responsibilities and the weight and the pressures and all of the things that happen. It's 100% an accident. And I just woke up one day and yeah, 100%, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and I think if anything, like, you know, to the other members listening to this and all that sort of stuff, it's really important for me to build a network where you can surround yourself with other business owners, whether in the same industry or not, it doesn't matter, but just business owners because we understand each other in one sense or another, what we're trying to create. And leading is very lonely. Being a leader is lonely business because the pack is the pack, right? Who does the leader turn to?
Mm.
Who does the leader lean on? Who does the leader support on? Other leaders and mentors and guidance and coaches. It's paramount. And in my opinion, I think it's barely impossible to create some sort of successful, real profound, impactful business without a network of people that will resonate with you at that level. You know, that circle we talk about, the five friends, and show me your five friends and I'll tell you who you are. Same thing in business, even more important because someone's experience. Like, oh, I went through that a little while ago. It might be a different industry, but the resonance is the same. The lesson's the same. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
and dude, that's why I can't wait to go to hang out at the summit in a couple of weeks down in Gold or up the Gold Coast for you. Because
yeah,
that's exactly what like getting
it's
in the
about
room with those people is about.
100%.
And
Yeah,
somebody will be like walking to breakfast, walking to lunch, walking to dinner, or like hanging out in the hallway between stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh man, it's just I'm really struggling with X," and somebody else will overhear that and be like, "Oh, what are you talking about? I solved that like 6 months ago. Here's what we did, and here's why it worked, and here's how it's different." You know, and then they can take that away. And it's like if you weren't in the hallway, you weren't in the room, you're not part of the rising tide that lifts all boats. And it's like it's very dangerous to not be in the right room with the right people because you just
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't know what you don't know, and
yeah,
ignorance
yeah, yeah.
is all you do.
Absolutely. And that's why, like, I'm really grateful. Like, it was there. It's like, yeah, it's a no-brainer for me to go there. But I'm looking forward to coming to Vegas or something next year. That'd be cool, man.
Yeah,
Great experience to come over there, travel a bit more. I haven't been there before. So I'm like, yeah, any excuse, right? That's fine. Let's go do
yeah,
some training.
100%.
So
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
nothing quite like
And
a
come over
business
to New
trip,
Zealand.
right? Nothing quite like a business trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, these are the perks of business, right? This is what you get.
Well, again, like there's a reason I truly believe that it's the best vehicle for impact because,
Oh,
it's a win-win-win-win. Like everybody
yeah,
wins when businesses are winning. Um,
yeah.
so yeah,
There was there was a question in the that you asked me, something like, what was your struggles and would you ever give up? And I like, especially over the last 12 months, the rising waters and the waves everywhere. And I'm like, when I go back to actually either being on the tools as sole trader or going to work for someone, and it's like a resounding no. It's like there is no way I could ever go back to just taking a wage because just the lifestyle and the what I get to do as a business owner is unbelievable. I'm living a dream already. So like you asked me before, what success look like? I'm already in it. I'm already doing it. Being able to do these cool interviews and being able to, have my network meetings and business stuff and go out there and be what I like to do, which is just network and build relationships. The byproduct is those relationships then want to do need work and I just flick it to my team and they go deliver it.
Mm,
So yeah, that's where I want to be 2 days a week, just networking, playing golf and building relationships
yeah,
and then letting the team do their thing,
yeah, yeah.
which is I believe I'm trying to create a really cool culture, great environment, all of these key things because I've worked for assholes and I've worked for places. So I'm trying to bring it all and go from the start, going, nah, no, let's create a cool culture. Let's do this, let's do that because that's what I want.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I believe that's the recipe for enduring and long-term success as well. Like, you want to go fast, go by yourself. You want to go far, go together. And it's like,
100%.
you've got to build an environment where people feel valued, they can excel and exceed their expectations. And you said it before earlier, and I'll just reiterate it. You've got to have a vision that's big enough that can fit other people's visions inside of it. So your goal and your vision of the company is big enough that other people can achieve their goals and their visions inside of the world that you build, you know? So good.
And I would just quickly, man, like sincerely, the business you've built, and the training modules and all of that, unbelievable, man.
Appreciate that.
Seriously, unbelievable. I looked at a few other different programs before I joining this one,
Hmm.
and as much as the sales process, they were wanting to see if I was the right fit. I was actually interviewing them to see if they resonated with my values and what I was looking for. One of them I didn't even get on the first call. I cancelled before that as I delved deeper. Um, but you guys, fuck me, bro. Like, absolutely resonated to the point of, especially like, and all of you guys do it, and I love it, and I loved it, and it was, who's Owen and who's the other owner?
Marty and Marty.
Marty.
Yeah.
Right. So I was watching um the video before my first call, after, and then Marty and stuff as well, right? And the mindset of don't run from us, run to us,
Hmm.
absolutely knocked me out of the ballpark because it's so important to be able to just, hey, we're here for you. Come to us. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Just come to us and let's work through this together, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable what you guys have built. And as soon as I've logged in, bombarded with emails and accounts and set this up and training here and like, mate, unbelievable, right? So what I want to do is build this thing up and then, like I said, we don't know what the future holds or whatever that looks like. Um, but it was interesting because, like I said, I had the mindset of like, oh, I'd love to build this, like work with men and tradies and coaching. And I'm like, truth is, mate, once I get to a level, it's like, no, go to TPV, mate. They've built it out. Oh, you're useless to me. I can't help you. But the stuff I like to really do is work with men and really that personal development work,
Yes.
which business is part of it, life is part of it. But I will never build a system like this because that's not the work I want to be doing. But I
Hmm.
just wanted to let you know that I really am moved and so grateful for what you have done, what you have built.
I massively
Yeah,
appreciate that, dude. Like, you know, it's we're always trying to improve and to try and make it better. We've got big ambitions on being like an absolute industry leader in both coaching, coming down and doing education, and then making sure that we're doing training as well. Because, like I said, it's kind of lip service a little bit, you know, everyone's a great builder, but not everyone's taught how to be a great business owner. But the reality
Yeah.
is like the industry as a whole would be so much better off if we can provide training, education, coaching for many, many more people because, it's an absolute core necessity that construction does well as an
Oh,
industry, and
absolutely.
it can do so much better when it's trained, coached, and supported better. So,
100%,
yeah,
100%. And it's unfortunate, but there's just the statistics of mental health and the stresses and it's actually that's what led me to go, no, I want to, make a difference, because it's horrific to think about the
it is.
you know the depression rates and the miserable rates and the suicide rates and all that within the industry, especially in Australia. I don't know what it's like
Yeah.
in
So,
other parts of the world,
yeah.
but it's so bad. And because I honestly feel like, men will get into it, go, look, it's a great business, we're on the tools, all good. And then especially I see all the young guys and they go, oh, like, I just want to get that Raptor. I want to have all the flash stuff. And it's like, all right, cool, go get it. Unfortunately, when they get into that position, that's when they realize, shit, I'm not prepared for this at all, especially the responsibilities that business ownership entails. And that if you're not prepared for that, you find yourself in a position that, well, shit, everything's about to go ass up, and I actually don't know what to do.
Yes.
And the problem is the governing bodies, the government, nobody considers this stuff. Like
No.
even the apprenticeship boards and all that garbage at the start. That's what frustrates me. Like none of it's geared for success. None of it.
Hmm.
It's not geared for that. If it was, all of these things would be implemented early. And I think one of those 3 years or 4 years of apprenticeships should be business training and that only.
Hmm.
Forget tools. Don't worry about that. If you can't run your business, run your overheads, sell, set up customer service, do your legals, what the fuck do you think you're going to do
Dude,
in 5 years when you've got like 30 grand bills coming up every quarter and you've got all this shit and you've got all this stuff to organize and you're a 28-year-old young man still with the fire in the belly and you think you're going to unpack all of this, there's no chance you're going to do it. It's not going to happen.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
So again, what you guys are doing is like unbelievable.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you.
want to smash my business and get it up so then I can help you guys do whatever you do
Yeah.
because,
Well, again,
you
there's so much opportunity everywhere for good education, good training, good coaching, good mentorship, and it's just making sure that we can provide a really good level of that while continuing to grow and provide that as a
yeah,
resource and option for
it's
people.
unbelievable, mate. And even, I see now September's lined up with all your training. I'm like, I don't even have time to run my business. I just want to eat up all this training. I don't have time. Like you got to pick and choose, right?
Yeah. Very
Um,
good.
it's
Awesome.
so good. There's just so much content. There's so much there.
Love it.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
amazing, man,
appreciate you,
amazing.
dude. Thank you. Thank you. And let's grab a beer in a couple of weeks in Gold Coast.
Look
So
forward to
look
it,
forward to
man.
seeing
Look
you
forward
there.
to it. Done, done. Thanks, Owen.
See you, brother.
Thanks for your
Take
time,
care.
mate. Cheers.